Hello there, Nikio here. Around 2 years ago, I released the first of the evolution video, which was the satellite cannon one. If you remember that video, alongside the footage of the game, I wrote my own comments at the bottom, which details my impression of the Gundam X in each game, mainly the later ones, but for the most part, my original intention for this series is to kinda give a retrospective of the growth of the unit from its first appearance to the later ones. Eventually, the format kinda led this series into more of a compilation kind of video, which is fine since a lot of people are enjoying it the way it is. And writing down comments within the video will prove to be a lot more work than it is already. But I kinda thought, why not do both? I'll make the evolution video, and later on I'm just gonna commentate over the footage of the video to give my, impression of the units itself in each time they appear. Since I have played most of these games, but you as a viewer may not have as, extensive of an experience with these games. So I'll give this format a try. Hopefully it will be interesting. And I'll start with the second evolution video that I made, which was the twin BUSTER rifle video, which to this day is the most viewed of all the series. In fact, it's probably the most viewed video on my channel. So here we go. Of course, the BUSTER rifle is a move from the Gundam Wing series in 1995. The anime clip here is from the last episode of a TV series. And if you're wondering why I don't include these clips in a video anymore, because of course copyrights, anime clips is one of the fastest way to get your video taken down, so I'm not gonna put those in anymore. And let's get right to the first game, which is Shin Super Robot Taisen, the debut of Gundam Wing. This game came out in 1996, during the time when the show was still on air in Japan. In this game, the only Gundam Wing unit that made it in is the Wing Gundam and Hero, who is of course the main character, and the Tall Geese. Gundam Wing's role is really limited. It was practically units only. Although they did make an event where Hero in the Wing Gundam actually fought the Shining Gundam from G Gundam. I believe the Wing Gundam only joins you on the space route, which of course if you don't know, in Shin Super Robot Taisen, after like 10 stages you have to pick between the Earth route and the space route, which will determine what units you have for the rest of the game. I don't have any memories of using the Wing Gundam in this game, so perhaps I probably didn't get it at all, somehow. So as far as I'm concerned, the real debut of Gundam Wing begins in F, which is the next game on the PS1 and Sega Saturn. So of course this is the first game where all of the Wing Boys are in the game, and of course also the Wing Zero and the LS Walls OVAs. So in this, the Wing Zero and all the other Wing units actually join your team. From the LS Walls side, only the Wing Zero custom made it in. In order to get the Wing Zero custom, also known as the Wing Zero LS Walls nowadays, you gotta fully upgrade the Wing Zero, which you receive in the game, and it will automatically transform into the Wing Zero custom. I believe you get a slight stat boost from the full upgrade, which will go on to be the same mechanic they used in Super Robot Wars 64. The story of Gundam Wing, and I guess the writing of this series in general, made a huge step up in this game. One of the biggest route split in this game is based on the Gundam Wing storyline, and all the LS Walls form of all the Gundams are in this game, which, like I said, is obtainable by maxing the TV series counterparts. The next game I showed in the video is Compact Color, which is unfortunately a game that I haven't played, and I don't think I ever will play it, so there's not much I could say about it. After that is Compact 3, which is a game I actually played. Of course, at this point, only the LS Walls units are in the game. I still have videos of the first appearance of these units, in my channel if you want to check it out. In the video, I showed Compact 3 right after Compact Color, but in reality, Compact 3 came out in 2005, which was around the time where Alpha 3 came out as well. So technically, it made a huge leap. But as far as this game is concerned, there's not much improvement over the last game. Compact 3 is such an easy game that none of the power level actually matters, since you could solo the entire game with the Shura originals. Next is Alpha 1, which as everyone knows by now is one of the biggest leap of the series. The Wing storyline is played from the start to finish. You get to play as the basic Wing design, the upgraded design, and of course the Endless Waltz design all in one game. All three of the Wing Gundams have unique Buster Rifle animations, rather than just of course being a static sprite. The Wing Zero has one of the highest damage output you could get from a Gundam in this game. But of course, damage output in Alpha 1 was pretty high, all things considered. Next up is Alpha Gaiden, which only focuses on the Endless Waltz storyline. And of course, the Wing Zero gets an all-new sprite and animations in this one, which is rare to see back in the day. Like, we complain about reused animations until now, but I think we kind of forgot that back then reused animations was even worse of a problem. But yeah, the Wing Zero got an all new animations, and I still dare say that the Wing Zero in Alpha Gaiden is still probably one of the prettiest Wing Zero we ever got. I still remember the first time I saw the gameplay demo of Alpha Gaiden, which is actually the game I played after I finished all the other Alpha games. Alpha Gaiden was a game I looked over, but when I saw these Twin Buster Rifle animations, I thought to myself, yup, I definitely gotta play this. The cutscene of Wing Zero opening its wing and then flying was really ambitious, all things considered. Next up is Super Robot Wars Advance on the Game Boy Advance. The Wing Zero joins really late in this game. I think you could only play him like twice, and then he joins in like the last 5 stages along with the other Wing units. So chances are you probably won't get to use the Wing Gundams. Since the final stage of Advance has a time limit, you most likely won't deploy the Wing Zero, since you'll be just speeding up to the final boss. In R, Hero joins you much earlier. The Endless Waltz story also gets its own stage in this game. D was an interesting game. If you haven't played the game, I highly recommend it. The game has like the armor glitch bug, which makes a lot of the super robots kinda unusable. But in my opinion, it didn't matter that much. This game uses the TV series, which means that you get the Wing Zero in this game. But the interesting part is that you also get sets in the Epion Gundam. D has this interesting story where during the war, the Getter storyline kinda ruins everything, so all the Gundam bad guys like Shaw in the Nightingale also joins you without having to do anything. Alpha 2 is another big leap in animation. The Twin Buster Rifle is an all attack and does high damage, so you will definitely get a lot of use out of the Wing Zero in this game. But of course, the main highlight of the Wing Gundam in Alpha 2 is you get to unlock the Wing Gundam version Ka, which is the redesign of the original Wing Gundam by the now famous Katoki Hajime. Definitely one of the prettier Gundam out there. I'm surprised it took like a decade after this game before it got its own like master grade. Then in Alpha 3, we get a slightly improved Twin Buster Rifle animations. The Wing Zero got a lot of use from me in this game. Alpha 3 is probably the game I played the most. And from my memory, Hero is always in the top 3, has a top 3 kills of all of my pilots. So he's always kinda there on my customization screen. I had a lot of fun setting up the Twin Buster Rifle map And although he loses the rolling buster rifle map in this game, he gets that as the all attacks, which also serves as kinda a boss killer. I love it when they make the rolling buster rifle its own animations. Too bad I think only like 4 or 5 games did this. But yeah, playing the Wings Hero in this game makes me like Hero until this day. Next up is A Portable, the remake of Advance. And as I mentioned earlier, the wing units join really late in this game. And since A Portable is much harder than the original game, you're even less likely to be using the Wings Hero. The animation in this one is really similar to Alpha 3, although you get to see the Wings Hero flying away at the end, which is a really neat dynamic kill. Next is W, which is the first DS game. Now this one is really unique because they showed the Wings Hero. We see the Wings Hero doing the atmosphere entry thing it did at the end of the TV series. I believe in the beginning of the Endless Walls OVAs, we also get to see the same exact animations but with the Endless Walls design. So I guess this is what they base it off on. The Wing Gundam doesn't stand out too much in this game, obviously because every other unit in this game is so broken. A little bit off topic, but if you haven't played W, I highly recommend you do it. It's one of the better Super Duper Wars out there for sure. If there's any game that should get a remake, it's this one. Although the only thing it really needs is its higher difficulty setting. Right after that is L, which is the last DS game. The Wings Hero gets a slightly updated animations. The music Last Impression also got a remix in this one. After that is of course the SAT series. The Wing Gundam TV series returned in Hakai Hen with the full storyline, I guess to complement the Gundam 00 which debuted in this game. Since Hakai Hen only covers the first half, we only get to use the Wing Gundam, but I think most people will agree that this is the best animations you could possibly give a single buster rifle shot. A lot of care and attention is clearly put into this. Using the Wing Gundam is really fun. Of course, since Midorikawa voices Hero, he gets a lot of line in this game against pretty much all the boss. And it has a straight line map attack, which is not too useful but it's there. In the next game, inside Seihen, however, the Wings Hero is just straight up ridiculously broken. Like at the end of my first run, I think my hero has like 600 kills or something like that. So in this game, the Wings Hero has one of the highest damage output out of any of the units, including the super robots. The Twin Buster Rifle has really long range with 2 map attacks, which one of it is a rolling Buster Rifle, which they kinda nerf by making it only like 4 squares around it. But even then, you can use it after movement, so instead of being a nerf, I think they just made it way more broken. On top of that, there's also the normal Twin Buster Rifle, which is 2 lines out of the units. So you could position yourself and then use the rolling Buster Rifle map attack and then use another map attack which is the longer range one and kill even more. And of course in this game they introduced the continuous action skill. So setting up these map attacks is just ridiculously easy. Like the Wings Hero is just crazy in this game. The animation itself is also really cool. I should also mention that the Set 2 games are the first game where Gundams gets the kinda, I guess, the full size cut in. I believe it has something to do with getting new copyrights or something. Or maybe they just kinda realized they haven't done it before and just started doing it now. The brokenness of the Wings Hero continues into Shikoku-hen, where of course the Wings Hero is now the Endless Walls version. The Wings Hero kinda does the same thing in this game, also a little bit less broken because the damage output is lower. The only flaw of the Wings Hero in this game is it has no all attacks, so you can't hit both of the enemy at the same time if they're in a twin. Twin Buster Rifle animations is definitely a downgrade in this one. Although seeing the wing splitting up animation with full size cutscene was really cool. They fixed the only flaw of the Wing Zero in Tenguhen by giving him the twin rolling Buster Rifle, which is an all attack. Although the damage output of the Wing Zero in Tenguhen is much lower than the last few games, so somehow the Wing Zero is a lot less broken now. The rolling Buster Rifle animation wasn't as good as the one in Alpha 3, but the main highlight of the Wing Zero, the thing that I don't think anyone saw coming at all, was of course the 3 consecutive shots ultimate move they gave him. Like, I went into this game completely blind because I didn't have access to the internet most of the time I was playing this, so seeing this move really threw me off. It's probably one of the most awesome thing, I guess, hidden move I ever saw in this franchise. If I ever made like a top 10 new attacks of Super Robot Wars, this will definitely be in. And of course, that is the last we have seen of the Wing Zero in Super Robot Wars. The Wing Gundam will make a return in X, which is coming out later this month. And I cannot wait to see what they're gonna give Hero in this next game. So yeah, let me know what you think of this format. I do hope you find it interesting because I would love to make more of these. If you haven't seen the original video, you can click on the evolution playlist on my channel. And of course, the Shine Spark evolution video was just up a few days ago, so if you haven't seen it, please do check that out. Consider leaving a like or subscribing if you enjoy, and I'll see you in the next video.